What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from my parents' house. We got episode number one of Changavi's Got Mail. What's going on, everybody? For those of you that are new, my name is Anuj. And this week, I asked a bunch of people on Instagram and throughout various platforms that I promote my podcast to provide me with questions and with comprehensive questions that they've always wanted to ask me. So I ended up getting way more responses than I thought I would, which is kind of cool. And so I thought I'd just go through real quick for about 25 minutes, do a little mailbag podcast. Maybe you can learn a little bit more about me, or who knows, for the people that actually ask questions, you might actually have had your question answered. So let's see. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Okay. First question I got was, what do you hate most about the podcast? What do I hate most about the podcast? Man, you know what I hate the most? It's all this technical shit, dude. I don't like all of the tech stuff. I don't like buying web cameras and ring lights and looking at the best microphone and all that. That's not my vibe. That's not my type at all. I feel like for me, what I really like to do is like the actual construction of the podcast. So like going through and like researching stuff, going and like nerding out over various things. I hate the tech stuff. So like editing is like a pain in the ass for me. I'll put up with it, but I'll do it. I'll put up with it, but like it's not my favorite thing to do. I think like going out and buying tech stuff, like it's just stuff I have no idea like how it all works. So I'm not super good with all that. It's definitely something I'm trying to learn, but it's definitely not my favorite thing. I think that's what I hate the most. I don't really hate anything on this TBH, but if I had to pick one thing, it's tech. The tech sucks. I hate all this editing shit. I hate like learning how to get better aesthetics. I hate buying lighting. Like, it's such a pain in the ass. Can't everything just work? I wish. But that is my answer to that question. What do I hate the most about the podcast is all the tech stuff. And also getting like back when I was interviewing people regularly, it was getting stood up by a lot of people that you respect. And that's rough, but whatever. That's a story for another day. Let's get into the second question. What made you initially want to pursue content creation? I think I've answered this multiple times. I felt like I've always been making content. It's never been like I have stopped making content. Like I feel like even when I wasn't making video related content or audio related content, I was always making like, writing or creating something. So there was never a sort of there was never a break in terms of content creation. So for the people that are like, oh my God, you just started, I'm like, no, I've actually been doing this for like 14 years, but and just in different capacities. I guess like I've never been the child to want to work a job. That's truly like what it comes down to. Like in elementary school, I was never the kid who was like, yeah, I want to be this and that. Like I wanted to always do so many different things for 7 days of the week. Like as a kid, I wanted to work 7 different jobs for 7 days of the week because I had a variety of interests and a variety of things I wanted to do. And I obviously can't do that. But I realized like with being a creative, like you can wear multiple hats. You can be a business person. You can be an editor. You can be a storyteller. You can do all these things. And it's really the only career that can provide that. Usually if you like get an office job, you're doing like one segment really, really like in depth. But if you're working as a creative, like you're doing everything. You're doing 8, 9, 10 different jobs in one job, which is perfect. Like I love that. And I guess it wasn't even that initially attracted me to it. It was just the fact that like I've always just been a creative at heart. And so this just came very naturally to me as something I like wanted to do and like put my voice out there. So I decided like, screw it, let's do it. And let's make this a reality. So I guess that's why I'm initially wanted to pursue content creation, is because I just had a wide variety of interests and I was never like one that could be placed in a box. Next question. What's a statement that you define your life by? Jeez, what is with all this profound shit, bro? I don't really have a statement I define my life by, TBH. I just kind of like go out and live. I guess that could be the statement I define my life by. No, I don't particularly have anything that I'm like, yo, I need to like this is what my life is and this is how I feel about my life. Like it's very dependent on just like I guess like the best statement I could say is like do the best you can. Like that's really what I've tried to adopt. But I mean, also like I just now I'm at this stage where like I don't want to let anything break me. Like I'm not going to let this shit get to me. Like if I don't make money off of a podcast or whatever, right? Like I feel like a statement that I definitely like a statement. This is hard, man. But I feel like I don't have a statement that defines my life, but I feel like I have um but I feel like I follow, certain mantras. Like I feel like you got to work hard to like be the best. I feel like you gotta, you can't let shit like little things break you. You have to continue. You have to keep going, and you have to will this longer than anybody else before you get what you want. So I feel like I live by multiple statements of sorts. If you had to say so. Favorite food and least favorite food. Next question. My favorite food, I guess, is pizza. It was at least. I've worked in pizza place for like two different pizza places for like 2 years now. So can't complain. I do like pizza a lot. It's definitely one of my favorites. If I could, I would probably eat it every day. I'm not even that sick of it. That's the beauty of pizza. And my least favorite food is this food called ragi mudbe that my mom makes. It's really, really garbage. My parents love it. They like eat it. All they like that's like one of their favorite things to make. But it's one of my least favorite things, to be honest. So I would say that's my least favorite food by far. Um, where do you see yourself next year? Oh man, this is interesting. Where do I see myself next year? Jesus Christ. I don't know where I see myself in fucking 5 minutes. No, next year. Well, I guess this question was like very like I got this question multiple times, and a lot of people were like, like what college are you gonna go to? I don't look at life as defined by college. I don't really give a fuck, quite honestly, where I end up next year. If it's Davis, if it's whatever other school, San Jose State. I have a bunch of schools that I'm still waiting on, so we'll see. But I really don't care. I'm just gonna end up like where I wanted to go, and that decision, like, I will cross that bridge when it gets to it. I think it's gonna be a pretty quick decision, in my opinion. Um, but I think, yeah, where do I see myself next year? Probably in school, unfortunately. But you got to look at the positives. Yay. Working on this, having a job, just doing the normal thing, man. Like working towards being, I guess, a better person day by day is the goal. In both professionally, like in this, I guess is what I describe as professional, even though it's not. And I guess as a human as well, just taking steps forward and not backward. I guess is where I see myself next year. Yeah. How has hosting a podcast made you look at the world differently? I got this question in like different phrases, I guess, in a lot of ways. Different people phrase the question in a lot of different ways, so I just kind of combine it into one. Um, I think this is a good question because it really does. It does make me look at the world differently because I start to notice like little micro trends that other people don't. I start to notice like, um, I really start to like pay attention to what's going on in the world. I feel like I'm a more informed citizen, which is nice. I feel like I have a good grasp on what's going on in the world. Um, I also feel like at like every single second you're constantly thinking about like, oh my gosh, like what content can I make? What can I make this week? That's going to make things better. So I feel like, yeah, hosting a podcast has definitely made me look at the world in that like I am going to just like find different things and find different trends that other people aren't talking about and employ that in my life in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's made me look at the world like that. It's also made me look at the world in a whole different perspective in terms of like content creating. Like holy crap, like people do this for a career. Like people talk into a microphone for a career. Like I want to do this for a career, you know? So it's made me look at the world differently in that like growing up, like I only thought there was about 4 career paths and all of them involved cubicles. But now, like I'm realizing, holy shit, like there is so many different ways that you can make a living in this world, thanks to the internet, thanks to a variety of other different things as well, with technology improving. And I wish that, and now like I'm like, yeah, I have so many ideas as to not living the traditional life. But yeah, hosting the podcast has definitely made me look at the world differently, and in the perspective of like a content creator, looking at it from, you know, how many different opportunities that I have in that regard, but also like looking at just world events and like constantly trying to analyze things in my head and come up with an opinion or even a lack of an opinion. I think it's important sometimes to have a lack of an opinion, because that's what I've learned is like issues are constant and stories are constantly flowing in their ebbs and flows. And you should never have a set opinion before you really know all the facts. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah. What do college kids wish they could tell their parents? I got this from I shouldn't say auntie, but I got this from a person who is older. What do college kids wish they could tell their parents? I mean, mom and dad, what's up? No, I honestly, what do I wish I could tell? What do the college kids? I feel like there's a lot of college kids out there that are like, they wish they could just tell their parents, like, get off my ass. Please stop asking me what I'm going to do. Please stop asking when I'm going to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Please stop asking all of these questions about my life, because I'm just trying to figure it out. I feel like that's genuinely what a lot of college kids would like to tell their parents right now is, I have no fucking idea what I want to do with my life. Just let me figure it out. Let me, go smoke some weed, go to a couple parties, and we'll figure it out. I feel like in some sense, that's what a lot of college kids want to tell their parents. Like I'm just trying to figure stuff out. And it's not going to look the way that maybe you want it to, but I'm going to be fine. So chill out, mom and dad. Yeah. I guess that's what kids would want to tell their parents. What was the worst episode of the podcast? Oh man, I have a lot that I look back on and I'm like, God damn, this was garbage. There's quite a few in my opinion. I think the first episode, my cousin, shout out Nihar, was really not very good. Was it good for a first episode? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't like. I just look back on that first episode every day, or like I think about it every day, and I'm like, wow, it's gotten so much better, which is also a good thing to look at, right? Because like 720 days later, or whatever 365 times 2 is, I don't know. I just didn't do math correctly there, but it's gotten so much better. And I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that. But like, of course, like everybody's got to start somewhere. I just didn't like the first episode. In terms of the Changavi show, like same thing. First episode was trash. I look back on it, terrible. There's a couple episodes in the middle too where I'm just like, bro, like this was kind of a lackluster one. Like this definitely was pretty mid. But no one will say it to your face. That's the thing about a content creator is no one is going to tell you you're trash to your face. So you have to tell it yourself. Like you have to watch episodes and be your harshest critic. And there's a couple definitely in there, a couple Changavi shows where I was way too tired to be recording and I shouldn't have recorded. And I did. Because I pushed myself and the product didn't end up being like the way that I would have probably liked it to be. So yeah, I'd say there's definitely a couple like episodes of the Changavi show. It's nice about after shows is I can be as tired as I want and just speak my mind because that's it. Like that's what I do. So I would say, yeah, those are definitely the worst episodes of the podcast. And also like, I just cringe over quality. Now I'm like really into this quality grind of like really trying to make my aesthetic and like my face look good on the podcast. So that's what I would say. Just episodes with shitty quality, like they piss me off like crazy. Like I hate it. And like when the Wi-Fi goes out in my house, all that shit, it's fucking irritating. You don't even know. You don't even understand that struggle. What gets you up in the morning? That's the next question. What gets me up in the morning? You guys. I love all of you. Nah, for real though, it's coffee. I'm not even joking. Like I can't think when I first wake up. I'm like, I need an hour to wake up. This is like my thing. It's like I just roll around in bed for an hour, like trying to will myself the motivation to get up. But honestly, what does get me up in the morning cup of coffee, and also just this. this. Like I wake up every morning and I'm like, what do I got to do for the podcast? Because this shit is so fun. And it's so fun to build it. Like I have a smile on my face every single time. Like I have an episode or like I need to plan something. It's fun. It's not a grind anymore. And I really think that is what wakes me up in the morning is this, is coffee, is, is like living this dream and potentially getting to see this turn into something and like building it. It just excites me. And there are some mornings where I don't want to do anything, but for the most mornings, like I wake up and I'm like, wow, like this is so worth it. And it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm recording this mailbag and I love it. And it's during finals week, right? If you told me 2 years ago I'd be doing this, I would slap you. I'd have been like, study. But it's finals week. I don't give a fuck. I'm also done with all my finals, to be fair. And I'm recording this mailbag because this is what I love to do. So yeah, I guess that's what wakes me up in the morning. Which episode are you the most proud of on the podcast? This is a good one. I don't know. There's quite a few. But honestly, like I'm a nitpicker, so there's no like gonna be any perfect episode. I would say the ones that I'm really proud of are the ones I've been recently putting out. So like not this past one. I think there's an episode a couple weeks ago of the Changavi show. I think it was Brian Flores, Joe Rogan, and Wordle. That was probably one of my favorite episodes I put out. I thought it was so well done. I was so happy with the way it came out. That one was really good. I really liked the abortion episode I did way back. I put in a lot of research into that, and I thought it ended up like working out really well. I really enjoyed what's another one I was really proud of? I was really proud of the Grant one from the Essential Question days. Like that was a big one for me, just as like a person. And I think what's another one I really liked? Probably episode. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Oh, the Stacey Ryan episode was really good too. I really enjoyed that one. That one was fun because I got to like research someone who like I genuinely admired, and I really liked the way she was marketing her music and stuff. And so I just like noticed something, and I kind of presented my take, and I was right, which was cool. Like that was the first time like I was like, whoa, I was dead on. Like I really figured that one out. Like I was proud of myself. So the Stacey Ryan episode for sure is another one that I was really proud of. But yeah, those are the few. Next question. If you could remove an aspect from the Bay Area besides academic pressures / the Silicon Valley mentality, what would it be? Oh, this is so easy. Traffic. I fucking hate the traffic in this goddamn town. It's so irritating. At least pre-pandemic. I guess post-pandemic, it's a little better. But pre-pandemic, you get stuck on those highways for like hours, bro. It was the worst. That was what I would say is like my number one, like, fuck this. Like, I hate it. So yeah, I mean, I love the Bay Area. I love basically everything about it. But the one thing I would remove is traffic. It's so freaking irritating, man, to get from place to place. Like that's 10, 15 miles away and it takes you like 40 minutes. Fucking trash, garbage. Where is the podcast going in the upcoming years? You tell me, bro. No, I think where it's going is I don't really have like a clear 5-year plan, but I'm just going to grow this thing. Like whether like I'm just trying to figure out new avenues and new places and new ways for my content to be cut up so that like it's reachable to a wider audience. You know, that's why I created a TikTok and I started putting my clips up there so that people from TikTok would debate and discuss and have a conversation. And that's why I put up YouTube shorts so that I can maybe create a community on there. And I gotta expand my Twitter presence, and I'm working on building a Facebook profile. So stay tuned for all that. But I'm just looking right now, like in terms of where the podcast is going, looking at ways that I can just expand the community and expand the interest of people. That's truly like what I'm looking at in terms of like where the podcast is going. I also want this to be like my full-time job. There's so many people who are asking me like, yo, like what is your dream job? This is my dream job. I'm working my dream job right now. To do this for money, that is the dream, right? There's no like, I know I grew up with a lot of kids that really have this assumption like, yo, you grew up in the Bay, like you got to work an office job, and like that's kind of the only avenue. Like fuck that. No. What I want to do is this. Like this is my dream job. I got that question like 18 times. It's literally in my thing right now. It's like, what is your dream job? No, my dream job is this. My dream job is doing what I'm doing right now, talking to you. sitting here at this desk and getting paid money to do it. If I do that for the rest of my life, like I'd be the most fulfilled man in the world. This is truly what I want to do. And create content and have fun and all this stuff. So yeah, I guess that's where the podcast is going in the upcoming years. Will I ever get back to interviewing? Maybe. It's definitely something I need to step away from for a little bit. I know I've stepped away for like 8-9 months now. But I think at some point it will come back. It'll be in a different capacity. I have some ideas that I've been brainstorming for sure. But interviewing will come back. Will you ever get back to writing? I don't know, man. I try. You know, the late night stories are all written. I just narrate them, so they're videos. But like I guess full time, like writing blogs and stuff. I mean, maybe in a few years. I don't know. Maybe if the opportunity presents itself, like I'm not opposed. But I've just been trying to take it slow with writing because I had this really big bad burnout days of like I can't even get words on the page. So I really definitely want to just take it slow with writing and not force myself and put myself under pressure because I had a really bad burnout with that. So we'll see. We will see with writing. What's something not a lot of people know about you? I mean, you guys know everything. Like, I fucking record this podcast and I tell you all my interesting shit. So I don't know. What's something that not a lot of people know about me? I like sing in the shower. Like I really sing in the shower. I used to. I stopped now because like people in my house would like laugh. And so I hated it. I also have like full on conversations with myself. That's like, no, I'm like not even joking. Like I have full on conversations with myself where I like pretend I'm in various situations and like I talk it out. And I'm weird like that. I'm really weird. It's really weird. I've been doing it since I was a kid. So yeah, I have like full on conversations with myself in my room, and my parents are like, "Who are you talking to on the phone?" I'm like, "It's me." I'm just talking to myself. So yeah, I have full on conversations with myself. I guess that's something not a lot of people know about me. Get rid of one Bay Area sports team: 49ers or the Warriors. Jesus, you guys are brutal. If I had to kill one Bay Area sports team, which one would it be? Neither. Could I just kill the Raiders? Like, please. I mean, they left already, but like, yeah. No, I don't know. Gun to my head. Niners or Warriors. Oh man, that's so hard. Right now, it'd be to kill the Niners. I'm so fucking mad at them. Yeah, I'd say the Niners. Warriors piss me off too. Both these teams fucking piss me off. So yeah, I'd kill the Niners right now though, because they're not getting rid of Garoppolo like I want. But yeah, kill the Niners if I had to. Gun to my head, absolutely kill me. Yeah, get rid of the Niners right now. Pick one, Steph or Clay. Fuck you guys, dude. What the hell? Like, what? You guys suck. You know that. Steph though. I have to pick Steph. If I had to pick one, it's definitely Steph. He is the guy. He's been my guy for a while. Clay's great too. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Klay Thompson. He's incredible. But Steph is just, he will always be my man's. I love that guy. Doors or wheels? Honestly, I'm a big wheels guy. I think there are more wheels in the world than there are doors. And count the amount of fucking cars you have. Compare that to doors. I think it's wheels, dude. I'm a big wheels guy. Pick one drug to get legalized in California. Oh man. There's so many. We should just legalize all of them. I'm pro like decriminalizing all drugs. I think that's fair. Decriminalize all drugs, but you can still like put people in jail when they do like shitty shit on drugs, but decriminalize all drugs, possession of all drugs. I don't care. If your only crime is like you possessed coke in your life, like I'm sorry, there are like way worse people who are innocent right now or who are free in the streets who've done way worse shit. But yeah, no, I think the next drug I would want to legalize is like probably like psychedelic mushrooms or acid, like psychedelics in general. They just have like there's a lot of scientific studies that are coming out. Like it's very beneficial to mental health and like can help people with like special needs and various like mental diseases like cope and all of these things. So I would say, yeah, psychedelic mushrooms if I had to pick. and pick one. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you for tuning into the first episode of the Mailbag. Changavi's Got Mail, episode number 1. If you guys like the episode, feel free to like it on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, feel free to hit that follow button. My social media is going to be linked down below. Go follow me on Instagram. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on Twitter at The Changavi Show everywhere. If you're on Apple Podcasts, feel free to leave me that 5-star review. I could use one. Could use some clout these days. You know how it be. But really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Mailbag over. Signing off from my parents' house in the Bay Area. All right, guys. I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Okay? Peace.